Good afternoon, welcome to International Racing League Season 15 F1 Division Round number 12 at Brazil. I'm your commentator IRL Neon, or as Jared Fosbury. And the solo commentator for today, as Sandra is unavailable to make it. We didn't do last week due to issue with attendance, but we're here to do the finale for today. Since Real Life F1 isn't on, and the title battle between Cameron, Milam, technically Edward as well, for the drivers' title, and Haas, AlphaTauri and Williams for the constructors. As well, went for a couple more. I think Lordy's also need to join unless he's not racing today. I do believe he is, but we'll have to wait and see. We should have 13 or 14 altogether. So we do have 13 now. Okay, we might have more. We might actually have 15 if Lordy. Okay, Lordy isn't racing. Oh, 14 then, still better than everything else. Just waiting for a couple of those to go. We'll be starting at 8:05, and check obviously the International Racing League Twitter, and also the Discord for new season information for next season and all that sort of stuff. So there's a lot of interesting news coming very soon. As I'll wait for the other two. As Donut Denham has made his return back to F1 for this weekend. I don't know if he's full time in that Ferrari or not. Joe's racing again. I believe he raced 2 rounds ago. We've got Alex Waller, Ushin, Curtis, Ollie Favell, who, as I said last weekend, it is his last round, I believe, ever for IRL, due to him going to Canada. Then we have Billy, Alfie, Mel, and Karen and Edward. But other than that, we should be going very soon. If you do have any questions, do put them in the chat, and I'll try and answer them. I didn't understand what you just meant, Edward. Are you saying, are you on about Sandra, or are you on about a person called Will? If you're on about Sandra isn't going to be here at all. Ah, Goins. Well, the time is 8:05, so we are now starting to ready up for the final round of this season. As we are now loading into the session. We have 13 drivers, obviously 14 when Goins does join. And, well, the quali will be beginning shortly. Hopefully it is dry and we can have some quick lap times on the board. Well, 3 seconds to go then, as we're waiting for Billy to pick his tyre allocations. And while we wait then, my top 4 for quali. I'm going to go with Cameron on pole, Curtis second, Millam third, and Edward fourth. I think Edward could get a fourth in the quali. He would be higher up, but he hasn't had the best season with qualies. However, his race pace has been pretty decent. Obviously, the opposite with Millam. He's just been consistent, where some people haven't, as just get all the telemetry up. 13 drives at the moment then for today, for the finale. We already have a car leaving the pit lane, and that is a Williams. I believe that is Lewis Curtis, the guy who was favourite for the title this season. Made too many mistakes and bottled it. Favourite obviously due to being a high tier in the league. So let's see what Curtis can do then on the final quali of today in Brazil. In the Williams, obviously he's got the constructors to try and win with his teammate. He's going around, turning as much fuel as he can. Good. 14 now. Not far behind. First climb up then, around Brazil. For the view then. There he goes. Already 200 miles now then, into turn 1, got yellow in second, straight car going slowly, but into 1 he goes, here comes Curtis now, into turn 2, rides the curve, into 3, goes a long left-hander, football really riding that curve, make sure as quick as possible, DRS activates straight away, down the second straightaway with the potential opportunity, now into turn 4, nice and tight there, on the power, decent exit, the next left-hander, puts the floor yet again, now into the double right-hander, where we've got Lewis. Qualifying in the second sector. Not a bad first sector. What you can do in this second sector. This way you can lose a lot of time and it could cost you in quality. The right wing. Ooh, it looks like the rear end had a bit of a loose end there. Wasn't using grip. Now into the left-hander. The final couple of corners now. Got some long straight. Okay, second sector from Curtis. I think he's definitely improved in the second attempt. This is new then. Around the final corner, here comes the Williams. Will it be a little divisional pole? Will it be pole for everybody else? It's a 178. I don't think that's good enough to be there. I think Millam's going to be able to beat that quite easily. He isn't invalidated. He's going up to the line now. Let's see what time he can do then in the Haas. 100 points leader. Will he be the champion at the end of the race? Wait and see, and Millam only does an 8.2, so maybe he made a mistake as well on his time lap. The Mercedes of Joe is next. Let's see what he can do then. And it's an 8.2 as well. Maybe Curtis's lap didn't look that good, but it actually is. If that is the case, fair on him. Here comes Donut Denham then. He's invalidated his run. As Alfa Romeo Ollie's being his flying lap. What about Edward? He's on an out lap. AlphaTauri of Cameron. On board of Cameron right now. He hasn't, well, he went for a lap, but he must have invalidated, so he's going to go again. Next driver behind him, I believe, Cameron Armstrong. It is Cameron Armstrong. On board with him, he had a race win at Qatar, like he was going to be the first back-to-back winner after Qatar in Miami, but unfortunately penalties changed that. But let's see what he does in quali. 188 on mediums, not a bad time at the present time, as Alfie moves to second with a 1:8.105, closest to Curtis so far. Curtis still holds provisional pole. Let's go on board with the defending champion of this season, and could be back-to-back champion, the second back-to-back champion in IRL's history. Here comes Cameron then through the second sector. This time hasn't invalidated. He has got the low fuel one light on, so he could complete the lap, or he might just see what he could do in the first couple of seconds to get a bearing of the track and then peel in the pits to get a fresh set of soft tyres. Although we'll stay on board with him and we see on a TV shot view into the right head, and it's just a potential overtake from there. He's got a good enough run. Merck falls on the right side there. About the end of the second sector, 12.8 seconds improvement right now from Cameron. To the line, he's going to go. Finishing the lap. There's a 1.8 flat there. Just misses out in the 1:07, but a 1.8 flat, a 0.05 there. 1/100th quicker than, sorry, 1/10th quicker than his teammate in the end. As next we're going to go on board with the other title contender, Edward, but I think he's actually just backed off his lap from early and he hasn't got enough ERS to go around, so I think he'll decide to peel into the pit lane. Dunham's on a 1:9.6, moves 8th quickest so far. What about Ushin then in the Mercedes? As the main Mercedes guy to score points for the team for the final round, since Lloyd's not going to be able to make it today. Into turn 4 and 5. Into the right hander. The exit curb. Not too bad for the Mercedes at the moment. Actually, this will be his first banker lap. Curtis is about to start his second qualifying run. Line now. Oh, as Oshin loses it and going to make it crucial for him to get a seat quickly. Well, that's a mistake there, as we're going to go on board with Curtis, and hopefully that Mercedes hasn't held up anybody else. I don't believe Alpha was on a lap. Alpha is still in 9.5. As we're now going on board with Lewis Curtis then. Currently, actually, he's backed off his lap. Must have made a mistake, which he wasn't happy about, and lost a bit too much time. So he will go again. As we're going to go aboard with then Alex Waller, who will be the next driver, if it lets me select him, to start a flying lap. As Ollie is now leaving the pit lane, as Goins is in the Ferrari then. So I think so we'll do a 14 then. Here comes Alex then, starting his second attempt, I believe, on a flying lap. Hopefully it can be his first official lap. Into one of yours. Nah, he's invited. I was going to say not too bad, but then cut the corner there. So that's his up over this attempt. Goes going back around. Yes, he is now through 1 and 2. He goes then, rides the curbs, and he loses the rear, and that could have ended pretty horribly. But luckily, he stops the car, gets the car rotated, and hopefully can give it another go. So we're going to go on board with Ollie then in the Alfa Romeo. Let's see what he can do then. Current time is 1:9.111. Let's find at least 4/10 to 5/10 to try and match Cameron Armstrong, but Cameron Armstrong's time obviously is on the medium compound, so we're definitely going to see an improvement from the Red Bull. But let's see what Ollie can do then on his second qualifying run. In turn 1 of yours, let's say Decent line into one, rides curves into two, has to adjust the steering wheel there, into three goes, looks for at least a tenth, just making that bit of a change there, as he looked like he was going to leave the car. Into turn four he goes, currently falling up on his time, so maybe still up some more time to put some flight in his second sector on his second attempt. Okay, Steele into the pit lane. Sector 2, that's obviously I believe the Mercedes slowing down a little bit. Goins has just gone out of the pit lane to start his first flying lap. Here comes Oil then. Into the team over Hamilton corner as Edward pulls off the track there to let Ollie through. Purple in the second sector, Ollie is it true? Has he found some time in the second sector? Split time. Let's see what the final sector is. See where he's going to put him. Is Honda going to be on pole? No, the answer's no there. It's an 8.7. He's got to be happy with that lap. P6. Actually only a tenth better than the medium runner of Cameron Armstrong, but he could easily find some more time in the first sector. Right now though, on board with Millen, currently finishing off his lap. He's 10th up on his time. Could be a 1.8.1 on the cards. Could move him up one position. If he finds a little bit more time, could be in third or even second position. I don't think he's going to be charging the pole at the moment on this run. Let's see new then, around the final couple of corners, going to 8th quickest at 9.375 on his first official lap. Here comes Miller now, round the final little bit of that corner to the line, and it's going to be a 1.8 flat there, moves to P3, finds almost 2/10 of an improvement, splits the AlphaTauris at the moment. As let's have a look on Cameron. He's currently now finishing his flying lap, currently in second position. Is he going to be improving? Very close to that wall. And it's the digital ball, a 7.658. He finds 4/10 there on his lap there, so he's got to be happy with that. And Millen, probably feeling a bit worried now that Cameron's got some strong pace. There's Joe, moves to P2 as well, 1.7.797. So Cameron and Joe are picking up the pace. Will Curtis be able to improve on his flying lap? I believe he will. But right now, we'll go on board with another title contender. He's actually invited, but I think he will be going for a second attempt. He's got enough battery to go around again. Let's see what Edward can do then. Through turn one on his third attempt to finish a lap. Hopefully he can keep within track limits this time. And this guy has to win today and pray that the other two DNF won't win the championship. Could happen. There is stuff that have happened before in IRL. See what Edward can do then. Through 4 and 5 now. As Millen peels into the pit lane. Not a bad first sector. Keeps an eye on his second sector, but really rides that right-hander there. Getting all the curves and exits. Really fighting the car just to get it in there. He's finding so much time in this second sector. That's on the power, nice and tidy there. The second sector split is 51 flat, no delta. First attempt. I don't think it was a bad second sector. There's AlphaTauri gone off into one. I think that's Alfie making an error there. Here comes Edward. It's his ball. It's P3. 17.805. So he's at the moment in a good position for the race. Obviously ahead of Millen. He's also a good spot for the Williams pair in the constructed type of point. What about Billy? He's invalidated. Isn't continuing on. Curtis re-improved to 17.533, 553. Moves into first position then, so he did have a lot more time to find then. What about when he's invalidated? Yeah, what about Jack then? In the Aston, currently 14th, no that time set right now. Let him through. Oh, his Aston almost makes a mistake there. Going into that double right-hander. He keeps it within the white line, so he doesn't invalidate it this time. Oh, the back end's going, and he somehow saves it, hitting the front end into the wall. I think Alfie's trying to get some battery. Let's go on board Alfie if he is actually going for another run. I don't think it's enough battery to do another run. But we'll go on board with them as we have 4 minutes and 20 seconds remaining of the session. As both Williams pen, I believe, will be peeling into the pit lane. Alfie, 1.5 tenths down in the first sector. Will Alfie surprise us like he did in Qatar? And I believe at the French Grand Prix. Like his left rear tyre there was into the grass. Interesting camera shot there. See what he is in the second sector. He's only got 20% ERS left. As the McLaren of Alex Wallace now leaving the pit lane with a 10.1, his provisional best time is. Alfie 5 tenths down. Yeah, Alfie's definitely going to box. Hopefully Cameron can get out before he enters the pits because he doesn't want to lose too much time. But Alfie is in. So then, we're going on board with Alex Wall then in the McLaren. Currently in 12th position with a 110.1. As actually, Joe is actually the next one to actually start. I didn't even see the Mercedes there. Joe then is next up. See what he can do then. Currently in third with a 1:7.797. If he finds a couple of tenths, could be ahead of Lewis, but I think to try and beat Lewis, the county needs to find at least 3.5 tenths alone in the whole lap. To basically try and put them out of the window to take provisional pole. But let's see what Joe can do then. Into one he goes. As this is his final flying lap then around Brazil of this season. Into turn, he's backed off. He has enough time to go around again. He's backed off, interesting. Maybe he wasn't happy with the way the entry went into the 1, 2, 3. But, well, one more advantage then. I wonder if Alex just gone around to burn more fuel. Interesting. Right then, we'll go on board with Ollie then, who is the next one to start his flying lap, as Alex and Joe all backed off their runs. Ollie then through 2 and 3, as Williams and the Alfa then leaving the pit lane. I believe that is Alfie and Edward Hart leaving the pit lane. Yes, it is. It's Cameron and then leaving the pit lane, not Alfie. That's right now then, Ollie. The best first sector, green I believe it was. It is green, so he is improving. So we can do in the second sector alone. As I said, he needs to find a lot more time to try and challenge Cameron Armstrong and Alfie. He's got to find 8 tenths. And there's traffic ahead, and I hope this doesn't hinder him. Ferrari going slowly. Now Millen's going slowly on the right. That's definitely distracted Ollie a little bit there. 1.5 tenths improvement Ollie is right now. Isn't going to improve his position. Oh, but he balls it and he makes a huge error. And that's his quali over then. And that is it for him. He'll either be 8th or he'll drop further down the field. Right now then, we're going to go on board with Joe. I believe he was on a time lap. He is on a time lap as we speak. Then it's Alex Wallett. Then it's Millen. And then I believe it's Goins in the Ferrari or Donut Denham, who's currently in 9th. As Joe has actually backed off, so he wasn't happy with that. And I think that's him going to stay in 3rd, or he could drop further behind. He hasn't got enough time, I believe, to get round again, do another run. What about Alex then? Second sector, he's using his badge this time, so it is on. Curtis improves another 1:07.537, so he's improved a little bit there, but I don't think enough. What about Cameron Young? Will he be improving? Curtis has called it there then, and he thinks he's safe. Alex Well right now is 6.5 tenths up on his time. Ain't really going to gain him another position, but he's going to be, I think, set for 13th, unless Ushin finds some time out of the window. As here comes Alex then to the line. It's going to be a 1:09.444, so 13th place then for him, or could be 14th. Next up is Millen. We're going board with him. Can the championship points leader take anything out of this? And the answer is no. But he does do a 1:07.937. Stays in 5th. What about Cameron? Will he take provisional pole? Is he going to do it? The answer is no, he's not. He does a 1.7658. He doesn't improve, and Edward does improve. So it goes to third then with a 7.791. A couple of thousandths there. What about Alfie? Has he got anything to answer the top three at the moment? Final guy to his final run, and no. He definitely didn't do a bit of showboating that. Alfie then starting in 6th position. Got to be happy with that. As he's in a good spot for the Constructors' title, and hopefully he can have a good race. As here is your top three then. Lewis Curtis on pole with a 1.7537. Cameron, one and a bit tenths behind, and then Edward in third. 2 title contenders in the top 3. Millen then has to find something in the race to claim his title, or will Cameron do what he needs to do to win his back-to-back title? And Edward is going to have to hope for a miracle for Millen and Cameron to DNF to try and win the driver's title. Because even with them 2 DNFing, he has to win, no matter. Well then, as we're waiting for Alex and Billy to load in, and then people can make their race strategies, and then I'll go over the race prediction. My race prediction then will be, I think Cameron's going to win it. Lewis Curtis second. I don't think he's going to ball it today. Edward third, and fourth, I'm going to go with Joe. I think Joe could get fourth. To be honest, I think Millen isn't going to win the title today. I think Cameron is going to be the back-to-back champion, and the Constructors, I think, will be Williams in the end. But right now, the skies don't look particularly clear. It's a bit cloudy at the moment. Hopefully there is no threat of rain, but it could spice it up a little bit for the drivers' title, and obviously the Constructors as well, if there is. I'll wait then for the drivers to pick their tyre strats and how much fuel they want to put in, and any changes to the front wing. As I said, top 4: Cameron, Edward, Curtis, and Joe. That's my top 4. But here it is then. 5 red lights for the final time this season at Brazil. And it's lights out, and we're underway then, and it's Cameron who's had an okay start. A lot of people on the hard compounded tyres, and we see Cameron Armstrong and Jack Hickey in the background already scrapping away, trying to get a better position, and Cameron trying to take the lead into 1, go around the outside through Lewis, and he is through into the lead. Yellows in sector 1, that is going slowly. The Williams now are in combat. Will Edward be let through, or will Curtis just go for the attack? Right now, Millen is in trouble. Millen is P14. Is this championship over already? Is this going to be game over for him, or is he going to be able to pull something or get some luck later on in this race? Because right now he's not in a good spot, and right now Curtis is all over Cameron, and well, Cameron's going to have to be careful that Curtis doesn't send it on him, and Edward is just going to have to wait his turn. He's going to have to pray that Millen and Cameron don't score points, or they DNF, one or the other. Oh, as the Alpine sends it there, that was very risky and very aggressive there from Billy. Cameron Armstrong trying to make a move round the outside on Ollie Favell, side by side they go, and he gets the job done. Almost spins Ollie around. Ollie may think, maybe I'll just have more room, but Cameron just had the better speed around that corner and got through. Alfie did drop a position, and Ushin has had a cracker of a start in P6 right now from 13th to 14th. Cameron, provisional fastest lap. Still on provisional pullback. Here comes Curtis then. He's now sending it. He's trying to make it work. Oh, he made a mistake. Now here comes Edward Hart in the background now. You've got to watch out for Joe as well. Not that far behind. Yellows again in the first sector. Millen is in the pit. Alex Warren was the one who caused the L-bend into 1. And we're still going 1, 2, 3 with Cameron, Lewis, Edward, then Joe, then Jack, then Ushin, then Cameron Armstrong in 7th. Alfie 8th. Ollie in 9th. Billy 10th. Ross in 11th. Goins 12th. Alex Warren 13th and 14th. A dreadful start for this race for Millen near the back. Got a lot to find in this race. Maybe what happened in Vegas is now starting to haunt him a little bit. Right now, Cameron just chilling out. I'm not worried that much yet, unless Curtis gets another good run into 1. But Pushing there, getting overtaken by Cameron Armstrong, and Cameron Armstrong is through. And interesting, Cameron Armstrong's on the soft compound tyre. I didn't actually see that, so interesting for the Red Bull. Maybe there is rain coming earlier on in this race. Cameron New fastest lap. Then Jack destroys that, and then Cameron Armstrong destroys that with 11.224. And Cameron Armstrong defending them from Ushin. What about Curtis? Is he going to get enough of a run on Cameron to make the overtake? Ushin gets a 3-second time penalty, the first person to pick up a penalty for this race. And Curtis is a bit far behind at the moment. Jack Hickey just letting show that he's there. And Cameron Armstrong needs to get back in this DRS train, or he's going to be under threat when these top tyres do fall on the cliff. Alfie though, looking behind Ushin, waiting to make a move. But we're going to go aboard with Jack Hickey then. Currently right now all over the back of the Mercedes on the hard compound. Oh, Curtis makes another error there. Now that it's opened the door potentially for Edwards to go around the outside. Doesn't make it work yet. Has to win his turn. Maybe Edwards getting a bit impatient with Curtis. To try and, yeah, listen, I needed to get a move on. I've still got a title here to try and win. Try and make a mistake or something like that in the cards. Right now, Cameron is unfazed and still in the lead of this race. Miller still in disaster, 24th and 28 seconds from 13th. And this yellow Ross Denham has crashed into Ferrari. Double crash as well. And this is a VSC, not a full safety car, but a VSC has been called. So Miller hasn't been really saved as Red Bull peels into the pits for a new fresh set of tyres. Kind of a free pit stop for him, but I wonder what's happened here. Has Ross caused a crash with Goins, or is Goins done like a Leclerc Vettel thing? The number one rule: do not crash into your teammate. And hang on a minute, it says VSC on my screen, but there is a safety car. Safety car, no, it's changed. Safety car has been called, so Millen has been saved here. Not fully, but he's been saved. He's on fresh set of mediums. And he can basically not go to the end, but he can go quite far in this race and then go on a set of soft compound for his final stint. Obviously he's going to have to get through the field when he catches up with them. Isn't really that good for the hard runners though. Interesting, on the other side of the pit. I wouldn't really think that's the right call. I'd have stayed out on the medium, but see what Millen tries. He will go on then in the Haas. It's going to did peel into the pit lane and he's now out of it. Now this fresh set of mediums then goes on the Haas car. No wing change or anything, so there's no damage to the Haas. So we're going to have to wait for him to catch up, probably a lap and a bit, for him to catch up with the field. But will Cameron pit? That's the question. Edward is interesting. Kurt, how have you managed? Right, Curtis, I don't know what he did there, but oh, they're in the pit lane. Joe didn't pit. He isn't the only one. Jack didn't pit either. Neither did Ollie. So they're your top three at the moment. Cameron in the pits then, and oh, is this a crucial stop? Is Cameron going to get held up in the pit lane? Nope, he doesn't. Cameron in the pits with Edwards right behind him. Yeah, Edward is ahead of Curtis. I was going to say, why are we still looking at the Williams garage? I don't want to look at the Williams garage. But is Cameron Armstrong going to get ahead of Cameron Young? Yes, he is. Cameron just misses out and has to stay behind the Red Bull drivers. Cameron Armstrong, with that pit stop under that VSC condition, actually gained some time and actually passed then Curtis, Alfie, Ushin, Edward and Cameron. So technically, Cameron Armstrong is your race leader. So I don't think it's going to stay that way, the way the race is going to go. Right now he is the race leader. So good strategy call there for Cameron Armstrong, and a bit lucky there that it went to a safety car at the end of lap number 4. Still waiting for the Haas and the Ferrari to catch up. They have 3 laps to catch up. Well, hopefully they can catch up before then. It shouldn't be that hard to catch up with the safety car, and I think there is rain due. Got 3 laps to catch up. As it stands though, right now for the driver's sake, Cameron would be champion. As he'd get 8 points right now. So let's have a look to make sure my maths or calculations are right. That he's only 4 points ahead. Yeah, Millen's only 4 points ahead in this championship. actually, Edward's only 14 behind. I thought it was more than that. Edward's just got to score 15 points, basically. Two drivers in their second championship this season. One driver with their first title. Dylan will be catching up, I believe. This will be in next lap. I think he'll be able to catch it at the end of this. Going interesting enough, on a set of soft compound tyres. Behind Billy Mawson then in the Alpine in 11th. Curtis said he's in 10th. So Curtis from Safeguard is in this lap. So I was wrong. Well then, Joe leads. He has control of the pace. Then I've called up Safeguard just in time. And that was a late call for the safety car to come in. And the race leader has control of the lead pace there. When will the Mercedes driver go? He hasn't gone yet. He's gone now. Here comes Joe then. Starting lap number 7 then, in the lead of this race. And Ollie has had a cracker of a start. Already on the outside of Jack Hickey, trying to make the move. We see the Red Bull in the background making a move. The McLaren and Alex Waller's already off the track. He's taking the escape road. Made a massive mistake there. Foot on the wrong line of somebody. And coming on and say, thank you very much. That was an easy overtake. And now Ollie is going to have to watch his mirrors. Goins then. Fighting with Millen in the background, we see for P11 right now, but Millen doesn't really want to fight this. He's got going. Oh, and he's really catching up, and that's Millen. Oh, has Millen got damage to that front wing? Millen is driving really, going to be really annoyed with that. Currently in 10th. Definitely got front wing damage with that. Alfie P9 right now with Lewis Curtis in 8. Right now though, Cameron Armstrong and Ollie switching positions. Scrapping away for P3 this is, and Ollie trying to squeeze him a little bit there, and Cameron Armstrong's not having any of it, and he makes the move and moves it to P3 now, and here comes Edward Hart there, makes a move into P5 out of nowhere to try and go around the inside, now around the outside of Cameron Young, couldn't make it work. Cameron holds him off at the moment. Jack Hickey trying to challenge Joe then for the lead of this race. As it stands, Joe still leads, Jack second, Cameron Armstrong third, the net leader. Cameron though making a move on Ollie. Edward also trying to make a move on Ollie as well. Ollie trying to make it also back on Cameron, but has to win his turn as Edward makes a move on the inside. Into one they go, and through he goes into P5. Now Ollie is in trouble. He's now got Curtis, now ushering down Alfie just behind him, and then not that far behind is Lewis Millen, who will be definitely driving a bit more aggressive than he has been all weekend to try and win this title. Jordan still scrapping away with Cameron Armstrong around the outside. Cameron Armstrong trying to go through turn 4, and Cameron Armstrong has got the position through and done. Into P2, Cameron Armstrong's gone. He is flying right now in that Red Bull. Red Bull definitely gives you wings around this track for him, as he's now next objective is to get past Jack Hickey for the lead of this race. But Cameron Young not that far behind the Mercedes. Also has to watch his mirrors for Edward Hart there. Edward early on did try and make a dive-in lunge on the inside. Going to come and be more protected for that, and he is a little bit more middle of the track than he usually does. Cameron Armstrong already on the back of the Aston Martin for the lead of this race. Lewis Curtis on the back of Ollie Fell, trying to make it around the outside, has to wait for now. And we see Alex Waller and Billy in the background scrapping away. And we see a lot of action and a lot of fight all around the track. But right now, this is it for the lead. Who's going to take it then into one? Is it going to be Jack? Is it going to be Cameron Armstrong? Or is Joe going to come out of nowhere? But here comes Cameron. He's making a move. And so is Cameron Armstrong just ahead of on the Aston Martin. And here comes Cameron then, trying to make it work around the outside. Can't make it work, gets cut off. But the Red Bull squeezes. Oh, the Merc tries to find a gap. Can't make it work. Cameron gets forced off. And here comes Edward Hart now. He's making a move around the outside. He's going. Edward and Cameron is going on the inside to basically blocks Edward off there. And oh my god, like he wasn't going to make the corner, but Cameron, he's made it. He's third. Joe drops to fourth, and Edward then into P5 at the moment. Has to wait for a little bit longer, maybe not too much longer. He's got to wait an extra lap at least. Then Cameron Armstrong is in the lead of this race. 5 tenths already the gap is. Jackie, he's already picking up the pace, and that's what he needs to do. Try and think about winning this race. And the thing is, people probably think Cameron Armstrong has burnt all his battery. He's still got 50%. Edward then, not that far behind now. He did get past Jordan quite easily. He's just waiting to see where Cameron's going to go and see if he can find a spot on both drivers just ahead of him to try and pass both of them. Curtis not that far either. He's not that far off Joe. 3/10 right now after his pit stop after the Williams double stack there. And here comes Cameron now round the outside of the Aston Martin, and that's easy peasy lemon squeezy overtake into turn 1. And Cameron then moves into P2. Jack Hickey now is in the world of trouble. Edward makes a mistake now. Joe might be coming back at him for P4. And no, not at the moment. And Cameron's at DRS, but the Aston hasn't. Actually, the Aston has. They've actually, I thought Cameron Armstrong actually broke out of DRS there. But he didn't. 7/10 at the moment, so he hasn't really got out of Cameron the window. There's Cameron Armstrong. There's a lot of people fighting in the midfield right now. We've got Joe, Edward, Lewis, Ushin. Edward now scrapping away for P3 with Jack Hickey there. Sends it. Oh, bit of contact there, the front wing and the rear tyre there, the Williams and the Aston. Hopefully, no damage to the cars as Joe now sends it round the outside. Lewis sends it round the outside on Joe there. And Lewis then makes the move easy. Oh, Joe makes a mistake. That's probably a scary moment for Ushin, and that is a definitely unsafe rejoin there from Joe. He's got using his mirrors there, and he drops further down. So now into 9th as Millam has closed up to the field to Alfie in P8. Remember, all Millam has to do is outscore Cameron by a point. Just by a point. That's all he's got to do. Cameron right now at 10.820. At the present time, Cameron is the champion at the moment on lap number 11. Cameron Armstrong and Cameron Young, the two Camerons strapped away, going to lose this race. I'm sorry, versus Red Bull. And it looks like the Red Bull's going to have the upper hand this time round. And he makes the overtake easy peasy there. And Edward and Lewis moving to 3rd and 4th. Now the Aston now in trouble now from Ushin there, trying to send it in there. This could end in a crash here. We've got, oh my God, Alfie's now getting in the mix now. Almost 3 wide there. And oh, bit of wheel banging. That could have been like a truly instructional moment in 2009 for the Force India. But luckily, it didn't happen there for the drivers, and there's yellows in sector 2. That is Oliver Belt spinning in that corner, maybe trying to avoid a bit of contact or something like that. Looks down to 12th, 13th now. Hopefully get back around, and hopefully he isn't stuck. No, he isn't stuck, luckily, but he does rejoin. No safe car, obviously has been called, but Cameron's not having it. He wants this position, he wants to lead. He's going to go around the outside, which is going to stick to the inside. If he can get a good enough run into turn 1. No, he's staying on the outside then. Here comes Cameron Young then to take the lead on lap number 12. And he is. He's the leader now of lap number 12 then. And Cameron Armstrong stays behind. But Cameron is just letting him do his job. Let me save the battery. I could just retake the position quite easily. And Edward there really pushing that Williams. He knows what he's got to do to win this race and to win this championship. Look at Cameron Armstrong. He's like a bullet. Into turn 4 there, around the outside. Has he got it moved done? Side by side to go. Cameron Armstrong picks up penalty, 3 seconds. Squeezes Cameron a little bit, but gets the move done. Easy, fair and square move. Yet again, another easy move for the drivers. And the sun is starting to come out. So more special rain then on lap number 12. So maybe it was cloudy at the first start of the race. Millam then trying to make his way through the field. He's now fighting Ushin and Alfie. And he knows these two are not the easiest drivers to get past. He's nearly quicker, but they can defend just like Brandon did a couple of seasons ago, and also what Alfie did for Edward a couple of seasons ago for Edward to win his championship. So drivers can defend and they can attack quite well. But let's see what Alfie can do on Ushin. Ushin makes the error, feels the pressure, and well, I was praising Ushin and Alfie there, but they make errors there, and it's easy there for Millam and Alfie to make the overtake. Millam then is going to make another easy overtake on Alfie, I think, into 1. Round the outside he goes then. Is he going to make it work? Alfie outbreaks him. Millam sees this, switch the route. Hits him up the rear end. That's not the way to get past the car there, Millam, but he's going to go for it again. In the next straight, Alfie defends, going for a 3-second side penalty. Is he going to be able to pull off what Cameron Armstrong did to Cameron Young? He tries to make it work. Alfie tries to keep that line there. They're going both side by side, keeping it wheel to wheel. Nice and clean racing from these two. As Alex Waller picks up a 3-second, and Alfie holds his position. Fair enough on Alfie. And as I said, he can defend quite well there. And these two, even though they're defending, I believe they're slowly catching back up with Curtis and Edward right now. As we stay on board with the fight between Millam and Alfie. We stay on board for the fight to lead as well. Joe and Billy have now switched positions to 11. And Joe's actually spun it, that's why. Lap 13 out of 36, still plenty of laps to go. Only one retirement, and that was Donut Denham getting into contact with Goins. I don't think Alfie is going to make the move as of yet, but what about Edward and Curtis? Will Curtis go for it? so much speed. Curtis just lifting off that he's gaining so much speed on his teammate. And yellow's in sector 2. That's Ollie spinning in again. Hopefully he can get the car back around. He has. Cameron is now back in the control of this race. He was leading early on and had pretty much control of it. Joe picks up a 5-6 speed in the pits. I think he might call it a day if he's done that. He hasn't retired yet, so maybe he's made a mistake getting in the pit lane. As Red Bull then makes a bit of an error on the double right. This guy's only 1 lap older. They can't be dead yet, surely. The Aston's made a mistake of Jack Hickey. There's no further. Oh my god, Curtis is definitely getting heated into this fight now. Cameron's starting to pull away. Cameron Armstrong might have lost his bit of pace there. Maybe he's got a bit of confidence or something. Because right now, Edwards all over him. Curtis is all over him. And if the Williams get too close, it could end up in a crash. Millen looked like a bit loose down the rear end on that final corner. Cameron Armstrong picked up the pace yet again on that final sector. He's had a better final sector there. Maybe use a bit more of his battery than the Williams pair. Now back on the back end of Cameron Young. As Alfie and Millen switching positions yet again. We'll keep an eye on that as well. We're going to keep an eye on that right now. Again, nice rear camera shot there off the Haas, and see AlphaTauri now trying to make a move on the inside, thinking about it, has to back off, but he ain't that only one there. Ushin, even though with that mistake, has clawed his way back up and to gain that time back, and he's already behind Alfie and Millen for P5 and P6 now. Obviously the rest of the field are spread out. Going to 8th, Billy in 9th, Alex in 10th, Jackie Key 11th after making an error. Same with Joe in 13th and Ollie Favell in 12th. So, funnily enough, they were the ones who stayed out on the first car. Cameron still leads on lap 15, going to be starting 16 very shortly. Alex Warner picks up a 3-second time penalty. Still hasn't on for it yet. Keep an eye on Millen. Millen's in trouble. Alfie making a move. I'll be trying it on the inside, but Millen defends yet again. And he holds his own. Alfie's just doing what he needs to do just to help his teammate, stopping Millen to catching up with them. And Millen, as Cameron has just lost just Cameron Armstrong, and Millen is now losing position to Alfie there. So Alfie then moves into P5. And Cameron then moves into second. Millen trying it in the second sector. This is an interesting place to make an overtake. Really going wheel to wheel here, these two. And Millen gets the job done, re-overtakes and moves into fifth. But he's kind of hindering himself doing that all the time, trying to fight in the second sector. That's what he's been doing. Because he's going to lose time in the long run to the top four. So, Millen hasn't had the best day at the moment. Obviously, an incident in the first lap. Dropped all the way to the back of the field. Safe car kind of saved him a little bit. But he's still got a lot of work to do if he wants to win his title. Gap to car ahead for him is 4.9 seconds. But Alfie is now ahead of him. And Ushin isn't that far behind. Just pushing Millen into that corner. Cameron Armstrong and Cameron Young switching positions yet again. Millen then trying to make a move around the outside this time. Made it work earlier. Will he be able to make it work again? Alfie defends. Gives him the space. Plenty of space given there. He still keeps his nose in there, so Millen's going to give him space as well. Side by side they're going. Alfie backs off there. Very smart there. And Alex Waller has retired. And that deals him 1 and 3. It's in the pit lane, so no safety car should be called. George Smith has that 110.6. But remember, he does have a 5 second. So he should get that position. Obviously no points, but he should get that position anyway. But that is our second retirement of the race then. The finals called it in. Won't be scoring points for the McLaren team. Now though, we're going back on board with the race leader. He's got a 6-tenth gap from Cameron Armstrong, who's then got a 5-tenth gap from Edwards, and Curtis is all over him. 2-10. As far as I'd let Curtis go. Maybe just think about the constructors now. Or maybe push Cameron a bit more, make a mistake or something. Curtis then. So Millen still holds P5 right now. Hutchins dropped a bit behind these two now. Joe 10.6. New fastest lap. Goins peels into the pits for fresh to the mediums. On board with Cameron Armstrong then. On lap number 2, 14 lap old tyres. His tyres will start to fall off quicker than the other three. Obviously I'm staying out a lap later. Does give him the choice to go for the undercut again and see if he can make that work. He saved up his battery though again. Cameron saved it a little bit, but not that much. Get a rear camera shot then on the Alpha Tauri. See how much the Red Bull does close up into turn 4. Down the 30 goes then. The Red Bull's catching quite quickly. He might actually go for the move, and he's going for it. On the inside, Cameron sees him, gives him the space. He's coming on, something to keep it there on the inside. Yes, he is. Cameron still gives him the space, but Cameron holds his own. Yellow, sector 3. That's all he's going slowly through to sector 3 there, just the start of sector 3. Into the place to spin the car, maybe he caught it on the curb. But with those two fighting, Cameron Armstrong and Cameron Young, Edmund Curtis close even more to the fight. It was obviously 5 to 6 tenths. It's now back to 2.5. It's only getting a couple of tenths, obviously, but Millen has lost even more time, even though he's fighting. 5.6 seconds now the gap is. It's going to Billy fighting in the background. Goins then moves into 10th. Billy drops to 11th. Goins at the moment would be getting a point. So on lap 20 out of 36, Millen in the pits for 7th, so he's gone in early. So maybe there's some of the guys doing maybe it's a 2-stop race then on the mediums. Millen's in then, so he's going to go for the undercut stop. See if he can pull something out of the hat. Right now though, Cameron Armstrong still stays out right behind Cameron, so his pace hasn't dropped that much. Maybe Cameron isn't pushing that much either. Maybe he's just chilling out a little bit, keeping his eyes open, obviously, in his mirrors. But he can't be too relaxed, because if he does, the Williams will definitely go for the attack. Oh my god, Curtis almost loses it, and Alfie is starting to lawnmower. Maybe he's taking a new job, but Alfie then drops to P6. Ushin in the 5th, maybe the tyres for Ushin and Alfie, maybe they're starting to fall off a cliff compared to everybody else. Maybe that's why Millen pit. Cameron still leads. Anybody else pitting yet? Yes, there is. Curtis in the pit lane. Crucial stop. See where he leaves the pits. It's really easy to be in free air, but Alfie's 5 seconds spinning the pit lane. Ushin also in the pits. Fresh set of mediums, and Curtis is away. Well, Millen's definitely got past the Merc and the Alpha Tauri. It's not that far behind from Curtis. Gap earlier was 5.7. This time, right at the stage at the moment, it's around about 4.5. 4.4. Yeah, it's round about 4.4. Ushin's 2 seconds apparently. 2.6. Jackie moves to 7th. Joe 8th. Alfie, after that pit stop, and Joe's just been overtaken there, drops to P9. Let's see if Cameron pits then. Nope, he stays out. Same better than Cameron Armstrong. Oh no, they do pit. Sorry, there's one camera shot. That's what they were saying out there for a second. Oh my god, Cameron almost loses the back end there into the pit. And if he's DNF, that would have been embarrassing for him. As also Cameron Armstrong peels into the pit. Good car control for Cameron there to keep it from hitting the wall. It wants win a bit of style points there for this title. Oh then, fresh to the mediums on the car. Quick pit stop, and he's away. I believe he will reach. Actually, he's rejoined behind Cameron Armstrong. Cameron Armstrong had a better pit stop. And, well, that's going to kind of annoy Cameron a bit. But, well, It's going to be interesting where these two rejoin, because Curtis has jumped them both, and this isn't good for Edward, I'd say, because Edward's going to lose a bit more time. Now, Millen could be in that window. If Millen can find a bit more pace in this second sector alone. Oh, scratch that. He doesn't need to find the pace. Edward is in the grass, making errors, and, well, I think he's now realised, well, definitely realised on the driver's side, it's kind of out of the window. But he's going to have to pit, get a fresh set of rubber on, and just focus on the constructors with Curtis and let Curtis, you know, win this race. That's for no team orders or anything, just to try and win the constructors. But right now, Cameron is ahead by 2.6 from Millen. Millen, fresh tyres, but it's been 4 laps on him. Let's see where Edward rejoins. He's in his pit box after making an error in the second sector. Alfie in ninth right now, currently fighting with Jack Hickey and Joe for 7th. 10.1 from Curtis. Mediums on Edward's car, and he's away. Yeah, Millen passed him. Millen is through, but what about Ushin? Is Edward safe from Ushin? I think he is, just. Unless Ushin gets a good run out of 3. Joe gets a 3 second. And Ushin is right behind Edward then. So Edward lost a couple positions there. Drops to P5. Under threat now from Ushin. Alfie moves into P7 there as he's past Jack Hickey and Joe. But Curtis currently leads this race. Cameron then is twice he's now pitted, twice he's not really taken the lead from obviously his pit stop, but he's overtaken him on track in the end. But right now he's all over Cameron Armstrong. They're both on the same set of lifespan on the tyres, except from Curtis. Curtis a lap older. Curtis got the pace to pull away from these two without getting a bit of DRS train or assist from anybody, because right now the gap is 1.9. Curtis isn't in the championship fight. He's only in the constructors, but Cameron Young is in the championship fight. Makes the move in the second. He only needs to outscore Millen by 5 points, and he is champion. All he's got to do. Millen has got to play for a miracle right now. That he needs either Cameron to make a mistake, spin behind him, or DNF. It don't look like it's going to happen. I will give Cameron some credit. He's run really well for today. Made some good overtakes and kept on the track. The other two title contenders have made a couple of mistakes and obviously had a bit of bad luck as well. I will give him that. As Curtis picks up a 3 seconds, that's even more bad news for Millen. It could also be bad news for the win in the constructors. I believe. No, Williams are leading actually. And as it stands, actually, Williams will win the constructors still, even if Cameron won, and this is where they are. Williams would win the constructors, if my maths are correct, but we will get concerned on Twitter and anything like that. And Cameron would win the drivers, so unfortunately Cameron won't be able to do the back-to-back, because I believe he won the constructors last season and the drivers. But he needs Alfie to get a move on and try and get through the field and pray that one of the winners makes another mistake to try and win the constructors. But as it stands, Cameron would be the drivers' champion. Williams would be the constructors. Edward and Millen now scrapping away for P4. To the title contenders. Yellow's in sector 3. And that is Billy Mossam. He's crashed in an odd location. And yeah, it's a very odd location. Last time I saw a crash in real life, I believe it was 2002 or 3 when Webber binned it that year. Actually, could have been also when Max also binned it, I believe, almost in the west. But it's a very unusual place to crash there. Safety car has been called. Now, this now spices it up for the Drivers' Championship here. Now you have Millen, Edward and Cameron. They're going to go flat out, especially Millen and Edward. Cameron's just going to have to defend from Millen and make no mistakes. Curtis, well, he could do what he did in Canada, be a bit cheeky and basically be a Perez and Verstappen situation in Abu Dhabi, be the Perez of the Williams team to try and aid Edward best as he can, and it could hurt Cameron here. So on lap 26, the safety car has been called due to retirement. Only 2 safety cars for today. Usually we already have had 3 or 4. Lap 26, 10 laps remaining. Alfie's gone on in the pit. Is he going on soft tyres? Goes on soft as well. Aston's gone on mediums, I believe that was. Alfie serving his 5 second in the pits. Obviously the Aston one will get ahead of him. And Aston is on the soft compound. Same with Goins going on the soft as well. Jack Hickey, Alfie, Joe and Goins all on the soft tyre. No, Goins isn't, he's on the mediums. Interesting. If I was all there, I wouldn't pit. I don't think he's got enough time in that, so I think I might. Depends what the. I don't know. If I was all there, I wouldn't. But with him, he'll still get a point for his final race of IRL. Well, Curtis then leads. Cameron second. Cameron Armstrong third. Edward fourth. Millen fifth. So the top 5 has the 3 drivers contenders. Then you have Ushin 6th, Jack Hickey 7th, Alfie 8th, Joe 9th, Goins in 10th, and Ollie Clavel in 11th. I still think Cameron's going to win the race and win the title, and I think Williams in the end are going to win the constructors standing points. They've got a 22-point gap. Kurt's trying to burn as much fuel as he can, don't want to save too much. Because some of the other guys may have less fuel and not waste as much. And that's why he's over revving the car. Ollie then didn't pit. I'm going to probably wait another lap. I think around Joe pits up. Fresh set of softs. Goins moves to P9 then. Merck in the pit lane. Try and salvage something of this race after a couple of mistakes. Was running in third at one point. And a couple of errors just made him drop further through the field. And obviously with that incident at the start, I believe with Millen, Alex, and I think potentially Goins was also involved. I believe it was one of the Ferraris at least anyway. It's either Goins or Don Denham. But right now then, Lewis, as it stands, as I said, is leading. Williams will be crowned the Constructors' champion as it stands. Drivers will beat Cameron. Well, 27 then. We will be starting off with the 28 under the safety car. And on to lap 29 is when we'll go back to green flag racing. For the flat finale, and the final part of this race. Going back round for another lap. Or he could pit. Now, because he's caught up. That's what he's doing. He's pitting. Now that's when he should have pit. Ollie's in the pit then. He's got enough time to go back around to catch up. And Sefcold will be in this lap. Ollie then, going for the fresh set of softs to try and get a point in this race. It's going to be crucial for him. He's got to get past Joe, Goins and Alfie. I think he can do it. To get some points. So I believe Ollie does have a pen. And he's out of the box. Quick stop from the Alfa Romeo team, and well, hopefully he can get that point what he needs, and hopefully he can challenge for fastest lap. Fight then for the lead while waiting on the safety car conditions. Ollie's catching up. It's going to be a late call, I think, for the safety car to come in. He's caught up. Yep, safety car will be in this lap then. And we're going to go back to green flag racing then. Okay, so getting the drivers ready and waiting, hopefully for the final safety car of this race, and hopefully we can have a nice, interesting fight for some of the drivers for the final couple of laps. And we're underway. Curtis has gone. We're back to green. And Curtis then takes the lead on lap 29 then. So he holds the lead on lap 29. But Cameron, not that far behind. Max's race start. Cameron Armstrong kind of with a bit of sleep under the wheel there. But he's got Edward right behind him. And also we've got Millen waiting in the wings. Ushin already under threat by Jack Hickey. Jack Hickey already miles quicker on those soft compounder tyres. And he's trying to make a move. Ushin defends to the left. Now trying to defend a bit on the right. Can't make a double defensive move, which he didn't. He just held his line. But Jack then couldn't get the line through, couldn't get the exit, and now he's under pressure by Alfie. Alfie trying to make a move round the outside onto the double right-hander now. Ooh, very close there. That right front to that right left rear. And oh my God, Jack Hickey! What a dive bomb there. Daniel Ricciardo there. And Jack Hickey moves to the P6. Ushin has just opened the floodgates now. Alfie's on his inside. Ushin cuts him off. But now Alfie sends it. Ushin tries to close the door. Can't do that really there. And it's already hitting the wall between these two. And Ushin then drops to P8. And Alfie into 7th. Goins then already trying to make a move through the field. As we see Ollie and Joe now scrapping away in the background. Curtis still leads. Cameron second. But Millen, this isn't good for him. He's now dropped to P6. But he's now going to have to hope that Jack could just floor it, catch up with the top 5, have a scrap, either shove Cameron off or do something to try and aid in his championship fight. Because right now Cameron is doing what he needs to do, and that is to win the title. But right now he wants everything. He wants to win this race, looks like, because he's getting ready to overtake. And he doesn't really need to overtake him. He's got a penalty, so whatever happens, he's still going to win the race unless he gets a penalty. Then he's going to overtake and build the gap. But right now, Edward, P4, trying to do everything he can to try and take his title. But it doesn't look like it's going to be his day for today. And as I said, he hasn't had the best of the season. Qualifying's kind of let him down, and he's had some good races, but then he's also been in some incidents with some of the drivers, like Tony in Hungary, and that it's kind of hindered him. Very close there. What a move though. I won't give him credit for that overtake. Very optimistic, but it made it work, and Edward moves to P3. So as I said, he's doing what he needs to do to gain in positions. Cameron Armstrong though, definitely not going to have that lying down, and he's going to try and come back at him. DRS though is enabled, so Cameron's now going to think, you know what, I'm going to go for it. I've had enough waiting behind. I don't want Edward too far behind me. So is Cameron going to go for it? Ushin 3 seconds. No, he doesn't stay behind. Interesting. He's still got a gap there with 1.3. Alfie and Joe scrapping away. Got a nice camera shot there. Ushin trying to get in the mix as well. Just keeps it within track limits there. Ooh, bit of contact between the Merc and the AlphaTauri and the other Merc. We don't want a Mercedes crash. We already had one of them in the real F1 in Qatar. Then in 10th at the moment. Obviously doesn't have a pen. Could gain a couple more spots to gain more points to his tally. Right now though, Curtis still leads on lap 31 out of 36 of this race. Cameron though, holding his position at the moment in P2. Edward has closed the gap. Gap 6/10. Jack Hickey moves to 4th. Cameron Armstrong 5th. Millen is in 6th. Joe is slowly catching up, but he's got to watch out for Alfie trying to make an upset. Austin already dropped behind a bit. 1.3 is the gap. Cameron a bit more. Now 3:10. We're going to have to watch this fight for the lead here now on lap 33. We'll be lap 33 shortly. But Jack Hickey is gaining. Gap now 1.7 for P3. Both tyres are working still. Get a nice rear camera shot then of Lewis Curtis. Trying to do everything there. A lot of bit of wheel spin down the rear of the Williams. But Edward, he's now getting in the mix as well. Maybe he realises he can't win the driver's title, but he can win the constructors and may want to finish ahead of Cameron today. But still good to have 3 people fighting for the title for the finale. Going to be starting to lap very shortly, but Cameron I think is going to go for it now. Yep, he's going for it. Round the outside. They go side by side then. And Cameron in the lead. Ooh, bit of contact there. Lewis still sticks his nose in. New fast lap of 9.9. Now Edwards getting in the mix. We don't want a Williams coming together in turn 3. We've seen that in IRL before with the Renaults of Paco Suarez and myself in season 8 IRL F2, I believe, or F3 it was. As right now though, Cameron Armstrong trying to make a move. Joe and Miller getting in the mix. Joe's trying to go around the outside of the Red Bull. Has he got it? We're keeping an eye on the right to lead as well. Joe's got it. He sends it. What about Miller? Has he got what it takes? Bit of contact. He sends it as well. On the inside. Makes the move to P6. Is he going to hold it? Round the outside he goes. Yeah. Oh no, he makes an error. And Cameron Armstrong coming back at him. But they're still scrapping away, these two. And I will give credit where it's due. They've kept it wheel to wheel. No dirty driving or anything like that. Clean racing, which I like to see. And Milner moves to 6th, Cameron 7th, and Jordan moves to 6th, double up to 4th, and moves to 5th. Right now though, Cameron picks up the pace, gap to Edward, 5/10 of a second right now. And Jack Hickey is in DRS range on the soft compounded tyres. He is going to be a man to watch. He has no penalties, so right now he's technically 3rd. He could get a podium. He could still win this race if Edward or Cameron make a mistake. This is what Milner needs, is Edward and Cameron to make a mistake, either come in contact, crash or something like that. Obviously I don't want to see that. Obviously I want to see nice clean racing, but that's what Milner is probably praying for. Right now, lap 34, Cameron still doing this job what he needs to, doesn't have to worry about Edward. He could just let Edward through and even let Edward win this race. Cameron would still be champion. Yellows in sector 2, that is Cameron Armstrong into P11 right now. We're on lap 34, going to be starting the penultimate lap of this race on lap number 35. Curtis, 4/10 behind. Jack Hickey still 9/10 to a second as his soft tyres now started to die off completely because he's struggling to stay within that DRS gap. He will still be 3rd, obviously due to the penalty, but right now Cameron leads. So here comes Cameron then. Lap 35 out of 36 now, the Williams pairing. Trying to get a bit close to one another. In second. Millen still in 6th, 4/10 right now off Joe. Still leads. Will Edward go for it on the final lap to take the win of the race, or will he just let Cameron take the victory? Because the Williams are safe right now. They have won the Constructors, as long as they don't crash. Actually, even if they did crash, I think they still won it. Edward takes a lead, but has he taken the move too early? Because Cameron Young has got plenty of battery to burn. Edward doesn't, but he gets a good enough exit into 3, but I don't think it's too good, because Cameron is on the attack, and he's making the move work now. Goes to the outside, and he's, Jesus Christ. The speed on that AlphaTauri there takes the lead into turn 4. Edward had nothing in the tank there to match that for Cameron. Cameron is doing what he needs to do now. Just hold this position. He's going to be over the moon with this, as long as he doesn't ball it in the final sector. I think if he did ball it in DNF, I think Edward might have won it. I don't think no one would win it. But as it stands, Cameron will be the champion. Only a couple of corners to go of this race. Might not be in the biggest grid of the lobby, but it's been a decent size grid and having some decent action battles all the way through this race today. But here comes Cameron Young, the man who had a shocking start to this season, has come back fighting, and he has done it. He has won his 2nd Drivers' Championship, the 2nd back-to-back drive to win it, and congratulations to him. He is the champion of this season, but Williams win the Constructors, and it's unfortunate for Edward and Millen there to lose the Drivers' title for today. But Cameron is the man to take the victory and to take the title. He's got to be over the moon, especially, as I said, how his season started, where it didn't really go to plan, looked like he wasn't really going to be fighting for it, then come back to take the championship. Well, congratulations to Cameron, congratulations to the Williams team of Edward and Lewis as well for winning the Constructors, and it's just a shame there for Edward and Millen not to win the Drivers. It's a shame for Millen as well, as he had a bit of bad luck again, and I think if he didn't make that Vegas mistake, he would have been champion, but it is a shame. But congratulations again for Cameron and obviously everybody who raced this season in IRL for participating this season. Also congratulations for Ollie for scoring his final point of IRL as he's moving to Canada, and good luck for what you're doing in Canada. But here he is then. Here is your top three. Cameron then has got to be happy. Takes a top step on the podium and a top step in the Drivers' Championship. Unfortunately, couldn't win the Constructors as Alfie was too far back and didn't have the best of race. Could have had been there if he got through a couple of the cards a bit sooner. But he's got to be happy with the win and the championship. And as I said, Williams with the Constructors. What a season it's been, and I think it's probably one of the best seasons for IRL F1, having three drivers fighting for the title for the final round. I think it's the first ever that for happening in IRL's history for F1, the F1 tier. But then, here is your unofficial results. Might change the penalties, obviously you'll see that on the Twitter and Discord. But Cameron Young is the championship champion. Nothing's going to change that. Edward and Curtis, the Williams Constructors pairing, the champions, that ain't going to change either. Jack Hickey then, decent strategy call in the end, does finish third from starting in 8th. Lewis then in 4th, Millen 5th, Alfie 6th, Joe then does finish 7th after a disappointing race. Did kind of get a bit lucky with a safety car in the end, but 7th it was. Going some decent result there for 8th, starting 11th. Going on, Sean Knight could have been on the podium, but he made too many mistakes in the end, and Ollie does get 1 point to his final tally. Ushin unfortunately doesn't get a point and finishes in 11th, but Billy, Alex, Donut Denham all DNF'd from today's race. But what a race it's been, and what a season it's been for IRL. Hopefully we can do it again for next season. Obviously for more news on that, we'll be on the Twitter and the Discord, and for more interesting news as well. But until then, I've been your commentator IRL Neon, or as Jared Fosbury. I'll see you guys for the next one. Goodbye for now.